Bleach, Soul Resurrection, or Soul Resurreccion, however you want to pronounce that. So I cannot honestly remember when I first heard of Bleach Soul Resurrection coming to the PS3 for America. I think it's just that I heard a Bleach game was being made in America, or not made in America, but made for America with English dialogue, all that stuff. And I'm like, you know what, I'm interested, I like Bleach, I like the anime, manga, so why not get it? Well, it turns out that it got mediocre reviews. I think just a bunch of 7s across the board. And at the time, there was, Uncharted 3, Skyrim, and so they really had no time for that. And I just, again, put it on a list of games I want to play, but I'll play later. So before I get into the game itself, I have been following Bleach since 05, 06, I believe. And I didn't really read the manga at first. I just watched the anime from, let's see, the very first episode all the way to when Aizen and Yin get to the real Karakura town. So that's quite a big gap to not read the manga. But once they reached that point, I just got tired of waiting, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to read the manga. And I ended up finishing that whole Aizen arc in the manga, and I only watched the anime episodes for the fillers, which I don't know if that's a good or kind of pathetic. I'll let you guys decide. But yes, I enjoy Bleach, manga, anime, all that, and this game was a pretty good, fighter Bleach type game to represent the series. And only like Binary Domain, I did complete this game. I completed the entire story and a few of these missions, which are just, go through this, level, beat up the people, do what it says, and move on to the next mission. I only completed some of those because that's where the game's cons kind of got in my way. It's kind of repetitive, kind of stale after you do pretty much everything but the missions, but it was fun. The fighting was fun. There was, your special attacks, although maybe not enough of them. There was your basic attacks, there was your transformations, all that good stuff, and it was fun, but it eventually wears off on you for some reason. Like, yes, I'm gonna do Ichigo's, Hollow Getsuga Tensho, and it just gets boring after a while. But it had decent voice acting from the, English dub of Bleach. It had good level design. It had the story. It followed the manga and anime, but it was largely cut out. Like, what I hated was, for those Bleach fans who know Rukia defeated the 9th Espada, well, in the story, in between levels, it's just like, it completely skipped that. It's like, oh, and in this tower, Rukia managed to defeat the 9th Espada, and the 7th Espada came to finish Rukia off, but then Bayukia came, and then defeated the 7th Espada, and now they're both safe. It didn't even show any of that in the game. It was just this title sequence, title screen that said all this, and I was disappointed. And that's just one example. I mean, it skipped so much more that the story was enjoyable, but it was sort of a letdown if you were expecting something more. I mean, I beat the story, and there's only 15 episodes. I beat the story in about 5 hours, if that. And besides that, there's just the missions, which I told you are, they're good. It's just they get stale and repetitive after a while of the same thing. Once you unlock, or not unlock all the moves, unlock all the characters, then it's just kind of, just go around, battle random people, put on some music or something, and enjoy the choreography that just happens. I don't know. But yes, if you're a Bleach fan, I'd say at least rent Bleach Soul Resurrection. It's a good fighting homage to the series and manga, but as a game, it gets kind of stale after a while. But thanks everyone for watching, and if anyone wants to ask me any Bleach questions or talk about it, feel free to comment below.
Let me repay you with my sword! It's been fun, Noitora.